Hey guys, it's February 8th, 2021. Let's talk about nano dimension post-market analysis. So it's basically almost 11 o'clock Eastern, so we're way after market close. Um, let's take a look at nano dimension. So nano dimension starts showing a lot of signs of um, going on an uptrend. Definitely got rejected by this trend line and got pushed down. But one of the things, there's a lot of things that was going for it. There was several news indicating that they withdrew the registration for direct offerings. But I'm not really convinced that that's a good thing because what they're doing is withdrawing the original form for specificity, but retracting that and then just introducing a general one indicating, hey, we can do this anytime. So, and that's what kind of what you saw in the past with them, that you know run up they would do an offering, run up they would do another offering, and I believe this is the precursor to the legal mechanisms that they're required to perform in order to do that. Okay, so I would keep an eye on that. I mean, yes, the a company's ability to be more liquidable through the offering of more shares is great in the long run, but not the optics behind it in the forefront is not so good. Um, Looking at other items, one of the other items, nothing really specific to them is just that um, Nano Dimension kind of basically got like an uplift also as the entire 3D printing sector went up today, right? I But there was one news here of ARK Invest selling their shares from with Nano Dimension. We can see that here that they sold a little over 400,000 shares of Nano Dimension. I do not know if this is a rebalance or if it's just an abandonment of of investment to it at this moment. I'm I think there is a large consensus indicating that they will add Nano Dimension to their space exploration ETF when it comes out in March. That's the slated time frame. But right now, you know, that's kind of the speculation. Otherwise, that sale was reflected today. I imagine that that's kind of what happened here when there was a bit of a sell-off. Um, ARC basically unloading their shares, because I mean that's a lot of shares that will impact the overall price in the stock. As far as charting goes, we definitely need to break out of this descending triangle. My guess would be that we would go down here and possibly have a bounce off of this 200 MA on the 5 minute cycle. Um, so right now, I would even almost think to say that it would probably bounce off of this overall in the 1 hour cycle to bounce off of this MA 21. So just keep an eye out on things. Right now, that's a big, strong push down. And then we are also, in a downward trend. Um, that's always been my apprehension at this point with Nano Dimension is the fact that on a weekly basis, the RSI and is still running relatively high. I mean, it's actually higher today than it was the other day. So, and again, that's expected for a company that's been bullish and uptrending. Just you know, just be very cautious because this is dangerous territory. Um, you know, it can reverse on you quick, and it can probably reverse on you very very fast. As far as MACD goes, we're still looking pretty healthy. Um, not too much, not too much historical to provide, anything to really look at. So we just gotta want to keep that in mind. I mean, this is on a weekly, and we're up here. So just to let you know where we're at. So even if you were to look at this, you might also think that it would go maybe as high as, you know, 100. That's insane. And then come down, forming like a cup and handle, even on the R side, and then going back up. So right now, there's been a lot of movement in the company as far as offerings go and that kind of stuff. Um, you know, ETFs, ARC's sale in it. I have to still figure out if they are purchasing. But according to the newsletter by ARC, there is no. The item is just, you know, um, that's all their sales, right? So other than that, that's pretty much it. Um, just again, it seems like we're on a bullish trend still. Just be really careful of this RSI on a weekly. And then we'll I believe next month, early in the early weeks, there should be an announcement of what Nano Dimensions, when they're gonna do their their Q4 2020, right? What to expect from that is that there will receive revenue from, um, three sales of their Dragonfly LDM system that will be in that quarterly report, roughly, around 750 million. But also the thing to keep in mind is the EAPS, the earnings per share. It's gonna be very abysmal looking, because if you think about the whole, direct offerings and that kind of nature, and the limited, uh, earnings that they had, the earnings divided by the number of shares out there, it's gonna dilute that very, a lot, to where it's gonna be either zero or negative. Okay. Um, and we're gonna want to look for some guidance by them. What their projections are for the upcoming year. I'm thinking that it will be strong. Considering that, they are staying on top of their game as far as who identifying who their competitors may be, performing the acquisitions, expanding their R&D for the organization's products and, future products. As you have certainly indicated that, they're wanting to make the new system production volume, targeted versus the prototyping side of, what it currently is now. Okay, so, I'm hoping this week will be still a pretty good green week. Just again, keep these levels in mind as you play it, and we'll go from there. I just So, Weeble, if you're listening, please, give us a feature like in your tablet version that allows us to turn off the drawing layer. That would be really nice. Okay, and guys here want to look at this. It looks like it's, it's consolidating. So this and this is still very high. So my guess is that, combine that with that, there might be what I've seen in a lot of, organizations, or stock plays is that the price can drop a little bit to allow this MACD levels to come down significantly, but not significantly compared to the price drop. That is something that I've noticed that, if that does occur, then that there would be more likely a continuation of that trend, more, typically the bullish trend. Okay. Levels wise, there has, like in my drawing here, there are like double levels, because what the price action did versus what this number here would be the Fibonacci. They're very close to each other. So I would say around the 1630 would be a level to a resistance level you want to keep an eye on. And same thing with $16 and 1583 for support. Again, the 50% retracement level would be at around 1566. So my guess would be that 1550 range, this whole range right here. I'm very curious to see what that says on the hour, where that MA is. So 1565. So yeah, I would say around that 1565 is what I would think if it went to go down. That is where that would be the bounce for it to come back up. So just keep an eye out for a possible movement downward before continuation of the trend. Other than that, that's it, guys. Happy trading and good luck.